Metabolic syndrome. This is the real root of the disease of civilization. It's us eating all these things that we shouldn't be eating that give us the diseases of the third world, the United States. They did a little study with Aborigines in 1982 in Derby, Western Australia. They took 10 middle-aged, overweight, diabetic Aborigines, and they moved them from town back into the bush. They went back to a native diet. And in 7 weeks, right, they're just shy of 2 months, not even 2 full months. The results? All of them lost weight, close to 20 pounds each. Their blood pressure dropped, their triglycerides became normal, their omega-3 in their tissues all went up, and their diabetes was either greatly improved or completely gone. What was their bush diet? Seafood, birds, kangaroo, grubs, larvae, turtles, crocodile, yams, figs, and bush honey. Maybe some of those things we don't want to be adding to our diet. But this is the diet they were eating, the civilized diet, the town diet. White flour, white sugar, white rice, carbonated drinks, beer and other alcohol, powdered milk, cheap fatty meats, predominantly Spam, white potatoes, onions, and some fruits and vegetables. And obviously this is where their problem came from. White sugar, white flour, white rice, carbonated drinks. My advice to people on how to eat a good diet, eat like your ancestors. Different people from around the world have different types of diets, and recent research has shown that GI systems can kind of evolve within 100 years. So if your ancestors have been in a place for 100 or more years, they're going to adapt to their surroundings. So the best diet that you can eat is probably the way that your grandparents ate. And when I say that, often if I'm, say, talking to somebody from Asia, they'll say, oh, I eat like my grandparents, I eat rice 3 times a day. Well, the difference is that their grandparents weren't eating white rice. They were eating brown rice. They've only been eating white rice, in the last 20, 30, 40 years. And this is something that causes a problem. You need to not only eat what your ancestors eat or ate, but also eat it the way they ate it. So one of my main kind of tenets for how to eat right is white ain't right. White was for the rich. White was a sign of purity. And part of the purity was that when people were eating rice or flour or something, it often had all kinds of dirt in it. And so it was actually dirty. And when people cleaned that up, it obviously became lighter. And then when they started to refine it, it was whiter. And so they associated the white color with purity. And the problem with that is, as we get that further refinement, an absence of dirt, you also get an absence of other impurities and an absence of nutrition.